Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Come on in. It's time to get Sunday dinner started. Okay, I have got a pretty good sized dinner going here today. What you're looking at right now, I'm going to start. I'm going to start with what's going to take me the most time to prepare, and that's going to be some broccoli salad. And of course, I'm going to not broccoli salad, a broccoli casserole. So I'm going to saute my broccoli first in this pan here, in this boiler actually. I got my onions chopped and sauteing some onions. And this is a different little broccoli. That broccoli is really good. I usually use the florets, but we're going to use the broccoli this time. So what we're going to use is saute it, pull the flavor up out of there real good. Make sure you put it on high heat so it will saute. And we're just going to let it cook there. We're going to let it go for about 10 minutes and get it semi-soft. And then meanwhile, over here on the side, I'm going to go ahead and start making the sauce for my casserole. And what you're looking at here, of course, that is Brussels sprouts. And I will be preparing my usual stir-fried Brussels sprouts with potatoes. Got my potatoes. Remember, I always put my potatoes through the microwave and let them cook a little bit before I put them in the Brussels sprouts, because it takes a lot longer to cook potatoes than it does the Brussels sprouts. So this dinner is well on its way. I'm also going to steam some Basmati rice and the meat for the day, because it doesn't take that long. In that switch, I'll be doing the meat last. How about that? Guess what I'm cooking today, y'all? But one of those meats, I got to go ahead and get it in the oven, which is going to be some ribs. I'm doing some pork spare ribs. And I'm going to do some lamb chops and a rack of lamb, y'all. So let's go. We can go ahead and look at that right quick. That is my rack of lamb. I've seasoned it and let it marinate overnight. Those are my lamb chops. I got 12 lamb chops and a 2-pound rack of lamb. And I got a nice big slab of ribs. So that's going to be the meat for today. So I'm doing it sort of backwards except for the ribs. I'm going to go ahead and get those ribs into the oven. I don't know what I was thinking about by those. But my veggies, anyway, it's going to take about 2 hours to get all this going, because a rack of lamb, 2 pounds, maybe 20, 30 minutes, because you don't cook it, all that hard, and, like an hour and a half, only 20 or 30 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I'm sorry. Also, the lamb chops, I'm going to pan fry them in butter, and that does not take long, because it does not take a long time to cook lamb, okay? So those are the Sunday dinner meats for today. So let's get back over here to the stove. See what this broccoli is doing. Okay, coming along pretty well. Another couple of minutes and they'll be ready to come out. What I wanted to do next toward that is to go ahead and get my cheese sauce mixed up here together. So hold on for me one sec. Slide my ribs on in the oven. I'm putting them in uncovered at 450 to get them started, and I'll back that heat down shortly. Okay, so here we're going to go ahead. I've got 2 eggs in here. Whisk those eggs. And probably 2 cups of milk. Yeah, about 2 cups of milk. Let me get one more thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to use some pet milk in here. I'm going to put about 4 ounces of pet milk in there. And the rest I'm going to use, it's going to be regular whole milk. So that's about a half a cup there. One cup. Let's start out with a cup and a half, okay? Cup and a half and 2 eggs. I'm going to be using, because I like the flavor of it, I'm going to be using about 6 ounces of this Alfredo sauce, and I love this flavor in there. About 6 ounces. You don't have to. This is just some extra flavor that I do. This Alfredo sauce is in the jar, y'all. If you want to make your own from scratch, feel free to do so. It's just as good out of the jar for me. Okay, get all of that going. And I'll get all my usual seasonings going in there. The onion powder, garlic powder, complete seasoning, all of that going in here. But what I've done to make it easier, you know, I told you I make up a big old jar of all my seasonings together. So all I have to do today, y'all, is get me a teaspoon right out the jar. It's already mixed. So this is just all my favorite seasonings, okay? And as a little bit extra, I'm gonna put me a little bit extra of that chicken bouillon seasoning as soon as I can locate where it trotted off to. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, I found it. I found it. Okay, about a half a teaspoon of that chicken bouillon. A good half teaspoon. Okay. Now, we'll make sure we got that twist all together. And then I am going to put in, one of the reasons I wanted to saute my broccoli too is to make sure I get as much of the water out as I possibly could. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of flour in there to thicken. Okay. You just keep whisking it until you get everything all blended in. And if you want to test it to see if it's as thick as you want it to be, or if it's too thin, I'll show you what I do. I just take a little bit. It's real simple. Take you a little bit, about a couple tablespoons full, and throw it in a ramekin and put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Now, if you are used to making it like I am, and sometimes, you know, I might say, well, let me just do it. I don't know, because sometimes I make more than what the usual recipe calls for. So I have to go ahead and test it. But if you want to test it just a little bit, and it'll let you know if you need to add milk or flour, okay? And then we're going to go with about 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm sorry, 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Twist that around in there. Get all that good goodie going. And then we're going to start coming in with our other ingredients. I'm going to put about 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. And I love these little Daisy sour cream squeeze things. That's about 1/4 of a cup of that. Okay. I love good sour cream. Twist that sour cream in there. Okay. We're going to do our little taste test. Okay, this is what it looked like when I So this is what my mixture looks like right there. So I know from that, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. And that tastes perfect. So the only thing I have to do now is go ahead and put my cheeses. I can, you know, put all the cheese in now, put it in later. However, I want to try this. It's called 4C grated cheeses, home style. Three cheese, Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano cheese. So we're gonna drop about a fourth of a cup of that in there. Okay, good fourth of a cup. Okay, that ought to be good. Okay, get that going. I might pour a little bit more milk in there because you know that cheese is salty. And I've seasoned up my broccoli. I hope I got enough. I don't season that broccoli a lot, so I might be right on target by the time I get the cheese in. That's gonna be so good, y'all. Woo! Woo! So now, next thing, I've got, let's see, I got about 2 cups of cheese, which is gonna be more than enough for this casserole. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I want some more butter in here. I already put in some butter, so I'm just gonna put in another half stick of butter into my broccoli since it's still hot. Can't let it be too hot going into that egg mixture. So be very careful when you're using eggs and using hot stuff. Be careful not to have it too hot because you don't want those eggs to start cooking on you. Okay, so we're just gonna toss that butter around in that broccoli, and see, I pulled out all the flavor in that broccoli. Got it just to where it needs to be, because this is only going to have to bake about 35 minutes, y'all. Okay. Set that off to the side. All my cheese is grated cheese. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop in about a half a cup of this Monterey Jack blend. It's Monterey Jack and Kobe. About a half a cup to stir in like so. Okay. And I think this pan is only going to be like 2 layers, so to speak. Okay. So we're going to go ahead now. We can drop in the broccoli. Okay. Got the broccoli in there, and like I say, I think that's plenty of broccoli in there. Yeah. Yep. Also, what I like to do is when I'm making a broccoli casserole, because you know broccoli gets so soft, I like to cut up some extra raw broccoli. Get my knife here. I'm coming. Just take some more, just kind of chop it up kind of like so, and then you'll have some pieces to sort of chew on in there. Probably, this is going to be about a cupful is what I'm putting in here. Okay, I'll just cut it. Now that's just raw broccoli that I'm putting in. Okay. Gonna give it a little turn there, and that just gives it more substance. Okay, so what we're ready to do now is go ahead and pour. I'm just going to pour half of it in. Half. As you can see. And this is a 5-cheese Italian cheese. I'm just going to pour all of that. This is about a 1/4 cup of cheese here. So we're just going to spread that all through like that. Okay. And we're going to sprinkle some more of our, a little bit more Parmesan. About another 1/4 cup of Parmesan on there. Okay. Whew. These cheeses smell so good, y'all. And so this is my bottom layer, and I'm only going to do a top layer, and because that'll be my 2 layers. Then I'm going to go ahead and put me some cheddar in there. Cheddar going. Okay. And then the rest of that's going to be for the top. Okay. And we're just going to pour the rest of that mixture right on top of there. Okay. Just take the knife and make sure it gets spread out like it should be. And I think we'll have us a nice little broccoli casserole going on, y'all. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and top the casserole with the remaining cheese, and voila. I'm just going to lay a piece of foil over the top of this because I don't want my cheese to brown or get crusty or anything like that. So we're done here. We're done here. So we'll be back shortly with the rest. That was the dish that's going to take the most time. So we'll be back with the rest of it in part 2. Okay, I'm back, y'all. It's time to get the Brussels sprouts and potatoes going. And I'm going to make a potato souffle. So on this video, you're going to see all my sides done. And we've done the Brussels sprouts and potatoes a lot of times. So I'm just going to get them started here. I'm going to start out with Brussels sprouts. All the noise, y'all. This is a 2-pound bag of Brussels sprouts. So keep that heat up real high. We don't necessarily want any juice in here. So what we want to have happen is for everything to basically like a stir fry. And hit it with our multi-faceted seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, complete seasoning. Yeah, all of that. And all I'm going to do is stir them and toss them. And after about 10 minutes, I'm going to drop my potatoes in. I got about 2 pounds of potatoes. So this is my big wok. So all of it will fit in here. Okay? So these are going to be nice and tasty, y'all, as they always are. I'm not going to do a lot of talk. All they're going to do is cook here. Adding the potatoes in. I'm going to drizzle with about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. A little bit more of that seasoning. As you can see, that makes a big, beautiful side. I mean, a wonderful, beautiful side here. And I'm going to also put some of my ginger garlic on there to boost that flavor when they get just about done. So, keep that heat all the way up, y'all. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to go over here on the other side of the stove, and I'm going to start with my sweet potato souffle. I boiled 3 large potatoes, peeled them, put them in this bowl. I'm making a potato souffle. Just a little bit of something sweet to go along with that lamb. And this is a family favorite. I made a small pan last Sunday. And honey, I almost got ran out of town. So this is going to be a little bit more this time. So this is 4 medium sweet potatoes and 3 eggs, a cup of milk, and I'm using the pet milk. And it's going to be like a potato souffle. It's going to be custardy because I'm putting lots of good cream in there. Let's get the 4 tablespoons of vanilla flavor. And 2 cups of brown sugar will go in. And when it all gets done, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it through my blender to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to pour it into a baking dish. So got to go to this baking dish, and when you see it again, it'll be ready to eat, y'all. So hang on. Okay, y'all, the potato souffle or potato custard is ready. I put it in my big blender and let it so it can get as smooth as it could, so it'll be just as smooth as custard, y'all. And this will bake for about a good hour. Should be ready. So this is 4 medium potatoes, 3/4 of a cup of flour, 2.5 cups of sugar, a cup of milk or cream, 2 tablespoons of vanilla flavor, and of course, a tablespoon of cinnamon. I didn't put any nutmeg or anything in it today. Really, to be honest, I couldn't even find it. So this is getting ready to go into the oven. So when you see it again, it'll be done and ready to eat, y'all. By the way, these are all of my sides I'm going to do on part 1 because this video ran a little bit long on that first video with the first side. So this is going to be part 1 with all the sides on here. So we'll see you on the other side for the meats. Okay, y'all, it's time to get the meat going. I got these beautiful lamb chops over here to the side. I'm going to pan fry them in butter. I've seasoned and marinated them overnight. So we're going to pan fry them in butter. And then I've got a rack of lamb that I'll be putting into the oven. You know, a rack doesn't take but about less than 30 minutes to get it done. So I've got it. Let's see. I think I can slide it. There's that rack of lamb. It's ready to go in there in a few minutes. So hang tight and we're going to get everything going all at one time. Okay. Rack back this way. I got to make space in my oven. My oven is full of stuff. So we're just going to start with these chops. And what I'm doing here, I'm just putting them right in the pan into that butter. And we're going to cook them on each side for about 3 minutes. Now, again, my family does not like pink meat, so, of any kind. So these are going to be cooked all the way through. So in about 5 minutes, they should be, hopefully they'll be just about done. So we're going to get them all in the pan. Get those lamb chops going. Oh, hello, Fitma. I hope you're watching. These are lamb chops, so you know I'm using some of that beautiful seasoning that you sent me. I am so thankful every time I get ready to cook lamb that I always have my lamb and mutton. I'm just about all. I got to get me some more order. But thank you, love you. Hope you're having a God bless Sunday afternoon. God's peace be with you and your family. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thank you again for all these beautiful seasonings that you sent me, and it gave me the opportunity to have that authentic flavor to it. So, lamb chops here. I'm gonna get them going, and then shortly we're gonna have this meal ready. I mean, who knew lamb was so easy to cook, huh? Not easy to cook, but it'll take a long time to cook it. So we're just gonna do 6 at a time because I do have 12 of them to cook. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop in my rack, and we'll be done when these other sides come out. This meal is gonna be ready in about the next hour. We should be sitting at the table eating. So y'all hang tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got those ribs out, y'all. Waiting on the lamb to come out of there. I got that rack in. I put those chops in the pan with that rack, and they are cooking right along. So everything should be done here shortly. So y'all hang tight. We're gonna be ready to serve this meal here shortly now. Okay, y'all, I'm back. The meat is all done. The ribs are done. Got the barbecue sauce on. I've got the sauce for the ribs, sauce for the brisket. I'm brisket. I want this to be brisket, but it's not brisket, y'all. It's lamb. I got a rack of lamb back there, and I've also got lamb chops. And as you can see, the lamb is kind of sort of pinkish a little. In fact, lamb is supposed to be real pink, but my folk don't like pink meat. But it's gonna have to be at least this because you can't cook it to death. So anyway, the meat is all done, and so is the rest of the meal. So we're getting ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy. And off to the side right here, I made a little bit of pear butter. That's a little sweetness to go with that lamb. You know, sweet goes with lamb. So the meat is all done, and so is the rest of the meal. Okay, y'all, everything is ready. On the back burner, I got my Brussels sprouts and potatoes, basmati rice on the front burner, potato souffle, my drippings for the meat, the rack of lamb and the lamb chops, barbecue pork spare ribs, pear butter, and of course I got my broccoli casserole. So thank y'all for stopping by while I get all this together. Now this is the first time that I've done a rack of lamb. I've done lamb before. One thing about a rack of lamb, it doesn't take long to cook, but it's a lot of prep and it's a lot of back and forth. So hope y'all were watching while I was preparing. Thank y'all for stopping by one more time. And please continue to pray without ceasing. Keep those prayers going up now so the blessings will continue to come down. And until I decide to cook again, love you guys. Toodaloo.